Hey, what's up, guys? This is Aaron Christy with Indy Roof Company, and I was asked to talk today about the budgeting and marketing plan for an eight-figure roofing company. And before we get into kind of what we're looking at doing, I just want to say that ours has changed every single year. Every company is different. So always look at what your personal needs are and then be fluid with yours based on the data. So always record the data, figure out what's working and what's not so you can adjust accordingly. But what we're looking at is this year doing a large chunk into new locations. So we'll have about 20% into new locations and then 20% into staffing those new locations or staffing the main location to help support those locations. Because with every new location, obviously you can be in a new market, and then you also get a new Google business profile, which is Google Maps, a lot of people call it. And then that also gives you a new LSA or local services ad, or Google Guaranteed, as people call it, which is my favorite paid lead source. So new locations get you into new markets, which gets you new GBPs, new eyes on that, and then new LSA. So that's a big focus for us this year. Then we'll do about 15% branding. And 15% branding, you can do different things. Some on social media, radio, TV, billboards. A lot of our branding goes into TV, some commercials, but the majority of it going into like morning shows and different things for news stations that have good domain authority. Because when you do one of those shows, they typically turn it into an article and then backlink it, and that lives on their website. So it's a really good backlink on top of branding. We don't get a ton of calls off of it. Some, hey, I saw you on the show, like, especially if there's a storm. But a large chunk of that is branding and SEO. Then we do about 15% social. This has came down over the years. In 2020, when it was COVID, you couldn't knock any doors. We had a huge budget going to this. But then the space got more crowded. The cost per lead went up, and we've brought it down, again, based on the data. So if we could get more money, if we could get more leads from a different lead source using the same amount of money, that's what we do. But on the social media, we do free social media, obviously. We run branding, and then we do lead generation on social media. The next thing is Google, and I've already said this, but Google LSA is my favorite. The Google Guaranteed is my favorite paid lead source. Put as much as humanly possible into that, but they're only going to spend so much. Like, you can't spend $20,000 a week, even if you wanted to. They max out because they share it among everybody based on how well you're doing on your Google business profile and SEO and stuff. So that's important, but max out your LSA and then put the rest into Google AdWords. Then the last thing that we do is just SEO and miscellaneous category. Obviously SEO is good. And then the miscellaneous stuff is things that pop up through the year, different events, home shows, relationships with real estate companies, different things like that. But the most important thing is be fluid, record your data, and follow the data, because the data is the one source of truth that you have that is going to tell you what's working, what's not working, and where you need to put your dollars.